Thomas Bradwardine, De Causa Dei, contra pelagium, Episode 1. We are beginning a new series, and here is a frontispiece of the work that we will be using. Tomai Bradwardini, Archiepiscopi olim cantuariensis, De Causa Dei, contra pelagium, et de virtute causardrum, arsuos mertonenses libri tres, iusu reverendissimi Georgii, Abbat cantuariensis Archiepiscopi, opera et studio Domini Henrici Salvili, collegii mertonensis in academia, Oxoniensi custodes, ex scriptis codicibus nunc primum, editi, Londini ex officina Nortoniana, apud Ioannem Bilium, and then the year given here is 1618. So what do we have? Of Thomas Bradwardine, those are both masculine singular genitives. Once olim, the Archbishop of Canterbury. So Tomai Bradwardini, Archiepiscopi, and Cantuariensis, those are all genitives, masculine singular genitives. And now comes the title of the work, De Causa Dei, the cause of God against Pelagius. Now, I'll confess I'm not real happy with cause as the translation of causa, but it seems to be the standard title for this work in English. So, Thomas Bradwardine's, he was at one time the Archbishop of Canterbury, his work on the cause of God against Pelagius, and, this is the subtitle, on the virtue of causes, or the strength of causes, de virtute causardrum. It is addressed arsuos mertonenses, to his fellow brothers. These are the Merton monks, in 3 books, libri tres. So here's our masculine singular nominative, 3 books on the cause of God against Pelagius and on the power of causes, addressed to his fellow Mertonian brothers. It was done, iusu, at the command of the Most Reverend George Abbot. So we have an ablative here, iusu, masculine singular ablative. Then we have 2 genitives, reverendissimi and Georgii, masculine singular genitive. Reverendissimi, of course, is a superlative adjective, at the command of the Most Reverend George Abbot, who is the Archbishop of Canterbury, of course, after Thomas Bradwardine. It was done, opera et studio, by the labor and care of Mr. Henry, the D here stands for Domini, Mr. Henry Sawilius, Henry Saville, who was at the Merton College at the University of Oxford, and he was custodes. So I'm taking custodes as a masculine singular genitive, going with Domini and Henrici and Sawilii. So, ex scriptis, from the best written manuscripts, ex scriptis codicibus, now for the first time edited, editi. So editi is a masculine plural nominative, and it is modifying libri tres. They're going together. Then we have a vocative, Londini, at London, and then we are given at the print shop, ex officini, at the Nortonian print shop, apud Ioannem Bilium, and that is at the press of John Bilius, and then the year 1618. Here is the title, Liber 1, Capitulum Primum, Book 1, Chapter 1. Now, the syntax here is very easy. The grammar is very easy as well. This tends to be the case in scholastic Latin. The meaning, however, not necessarily so. Praemittit duo suppositiones, quadrum primum est, Deus est summe perfectus et bonus, in tantum quod nihil perfectius vel melius esse posset. And then secundum, est, nullus est processus infinitus in entibus, sed est in quolibet genere unum primum. So again, Book 1, Chapter 1, these are nominatives. The cap here stands for capitulum, no doubt, capitulum primum. Praemittit duos suppositiones. Now, when I first translated this or read it, I said duo. That's not correct. This stands for duos, once more, duas suppositiones. These are feminine, plural, and accusative. Here I said the grammar and syntax was easy. Feminine, plural, accusative. He puts out in front, praemittit, he prefaces 2 suppositions, of which the first one is God is consummately, or in all respects, here's a superlative adverb, summe, perfect and good. In tantum, to such an extent, so he is consummately perfect and good, in tantum, to such an extent, that nothing more perfect or better, esse posset, could exist, could be. So we have here with perfectius and melius, we have neuter singular and nominative, comparative adjectives. So he is consummately perfect and good to such an extent that nothing. So melius and perfectius, they are predicates of nihil. Posset here, the verb, is going to be third singular, imperfect, subjunctive, and active. So that's the first supposition or thesis that Bradwardine sets out. Now the second one is, there is no infinite progression. Nullus est processus infinitus. So how to translate processus? This is a fourth declension noun. It's a term of art, a scholastic term. Processus, processus, masculinum, it's masculine. I think progression will work. There's no such thing as an infinite progression in things that are, in entibus. This, of course, is from Ains, entis. And this could be a neuter noun. It's common, really, depending on what it ought to refer to. Probably neuter here. So there is no infinite progression in things that exist. But there is, in quolibet genera, but there is, or there exists, in whatsoever genus or category, unum primum, one thing that is first, or a first prime, you might say, to translate it somewhat scholastically. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that free lesson. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/LatinPerDiem. And if you really loved it, you can leave a tip right here as a super fan. Thank you so much.